Hey everybody, it's Mary MJ Harper, host of Sister to Sister Coffee and Conversations, where we talk about life, love, healing, growth, relationships, and everything in between. Let me introduce you to the voices behind the conversation. Delashawn Bordeaux, better known as D. Nicole. Frida Ballard, aka Free Free. Our fact finder and research queen, Mimi Lee. And guaranteed to always keep it real, Michelle Covert. Together, we're bringing you real, unfiltered conversations that speak to the heart of a woman's journey. This is a space where your voice matters, your experiences are seen, and your story is valued. So go ahead, grab your favorite cup, take a seat, and come join the conversation with your sisters. Sister to Sister, Coffee and Conversations.
Silenced, that I couldn't talk about the things that I was going through or the things that bothered me. So I held them in. And I didn't, seek things to comfort it. It just blew up because I am a survivor of domestic violence from my ex husband.
Yeah.
And I believe that situation saved my life, even though he tried to take it. It caused me to deal with those things that I kept bottled up along with what he did. It caused me to deal with it.
Yeah.
And so I learned my voice. I saw my voice as I talked to a therapist across from me. I saw that I had a voice, if that makes sense. I saw that I had something powerful within that I needed to get out. And it wasn't just to help survivors, but it was to help women speak out about things.
Right. Yeah.
Right. Things that are important, things that don't cause pain, to talk to our daughters, to talk to our children, to not allow those generation things
Curses,
to
grow. Yeah.
grow.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
to cause them to mimic the exact same things that we did.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So it can, shushing can be shh, and it can also be silent.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love that.
What about you, Miss Mary?
I think for me, thinking back on the experiences of being shushed, I'm a PK.
No, come on, PK.
And,
hey, twin.
Hey, twin. And, my dad pastored for 40 years. And so back home, it was a family ministry. My brothers, were over the music department. I was in the choir, from the time I was 13. I was on the praise team. I was over the children's ministry. At one point, I was working the youth and young adult ministry. Okay.
Baby, you was in there.
Mary
I
was
was
the
in
church.
there.
But see, this is the thing, though, when it comes to being shushed.
Yeah.
To do the work was an expectation
Right.
in our household.
Right.
Yeah.
However, the shushing came when it was time for the accolades, when it was time for the acknowledgments. I did all those grand things that I just told you I did without an official title,
Right.
without so basically, there were times where there was folks, in those positions that didn't know, wasn't doing nothing.
But they were getting everything.
But they were getting the praise for it. They were getting the acknowledgments. They were getting the accolades. And I was supposed to sit in the back and be quiet and just keep to myself that, this was my idea, or, this was my vision.
Right.
This was my work of, or labor of love. And, I would sometimes watch my dad get up and say, we want to give, thanks for Sister So-and-so. She did such an awesome, amazing job. And I'll be sitting back there thinking to myself,
Baby, what about me?
it wasn't even a what about me. For me, because I knew at that point it was just expectation.
Yeah.
It was more so, all right then. Oh, that's
Well,
what
let
she
her
did.
do it.
Okay.
You understand me?
Get
somebody else to do
But
it.
as long as I lived
That's
in
what
my
we doing.
daddy's house,
That's what you had to
That's
do.
what
that's what I had to do.
You shh.
And I was gonna be shush. I was gonna
shush.
play it.
You shushed it down.
About it because it was for the good of the church.
Right.
It was for the sake of the church. You know what I'm saying?
Now,
That
I want to get a little bit vulnerable here, y'all. So since we talk about what that looked like for us, I want us to kind of dig just a little bit about maybe like 2 or 3 minutes and talk about what they did to us. Now if you don't want to share, I understand because I know my girls here, domestic violence is
No,
very
I'm
you
very
know,
open.
but I want people to understand what that actually does to now me. Everybody know it. Live, hey y'all know me. I'm a crybaby sometimes. Okay, when I get my feelings, I'm a Scorpio by nature. Don't judge me. Okay, but for me, it took me a very very long time to find me.
Mhm.
You
Mhm.
understand what I'm saying?
Mhm.
In my early 40s, and it took me a long time to find who I was.
Right.
Who is Frida? You know, and my great aunt Free Free came. Y'all want to know where Free Free came from? Free Free came from my great aunt. She called me Free Free. And I would throughout the years I was kind of like, oh yeah, she called me Free Free, whatever. But I took on that name as hard as I did because Free
Yes.
Free is a symbol of
Free.
for me. I'm free.
Yes.
I'm free to speak out. No matter if you want to hear my mouth or not, baby, I'm gonna say it,
And better.
and I'm gonna say it proud.
Okay.
And I dare for anybody to shush me,
Yes.
okay? Because I worked hard for this voice that I have, and not only did I discover who Frida was, but I also discovered what I stand for, and that leads me to we was talking about my nonprofit. I have a nonprofit organization for speaking out or basically bringing awareness to the unhoused. Okay. But one of the experiences that I experienced while I was coming to Life Journey Unfolding, which is the name of my organization, was that I looked into the eyes of someone that was unhoused.
Mm.
And I seen the same emptiness, the same pain, being overlooked for years. It's like I don't know if you've ever been there, but it feels like you're empty on the inside.
Yes.
You put on each and every day. We put on these masks to go to these people's jobs and make this
Yes.
money, and
Come
honey
on
look
now.
flashy and beautiful, and
Yeah,
all
you're
this
right.
stuff is nothing but a mask because you
Yes.
don't understand on the inside
What you been going through? what
how
you been
dark,
working
how hurt, how destroyed I feel,
Yes.
all because I was shushed. And then I was pushed, felt like I was pushed to the side. Now, it may not have been that case. Let me say that. Okay? It may not be the case, but that's what I felt. You understand
Exactly.
me?
Yes.
So for me, that's something deep. And I want people to understand that even with you just speaking, us being on this podcast or walking across the hallway or your gestures or just because you're in a bad mood or you don't want
Yes.
to speak or you look at somebody nasty, I want people to understand that is a sign of shushing. Because you never know what that person is going through, what that person is thinking. You understand me? I've had some dark moments, some very dark moments where I wanted to take my own life. But God. You
But
understand
God.
me?
Yes.
But God. But I want people to understand no matter what situation that you're in, you still have to understand that shushing, ignoring, being nasty, whatever, can damage somebody.
Yes.
Can kill that light
Yes.
on the inside of them.
Yes.
Just like that.
Yes.
So that's my test. That's why I say I want to get a little bit deeper while we got time. I know I'm past my 2 minutes, y'all. Forgive me. But go ahead and share. I want you to share with us what that did to you when you was shushed like that.
On the low level, it made me timid. I just learned to be quiet about everything. I learned to make it easier so I don't cause issues in other people. On the getting more deeper into it, it affected the way I dated. I've dated men who have shushed me completely. One in particular that I went back and forth with for 10 years. And I mean, when you shush somebody and you have been shushed for so long, you allow yourself to accept and take things that you don't want to take. So I mean, this gonna be my first time saying this, but I've been shushed into an abortion because I thought I was standing up for myself, but I couldn't fight that fight no more of saying, you know, this is what I want. Yes, you said this is what we would have, and you took that from me. I want to have it. After a while, I became quiet and said, I'm gonna give you what you want, and just let this end so that I don't have to deal with it. I shushed myself into accepting domestic violence and saying, you know what, if I just do this better, then you won't do this. I was almost shushed out of my position. Let's be real. I run a nonprofit, and I had a male who was, I was so used to, I had a mentality that if I wasn't sexually assaulted, I could handle anything else. The mindset is very wrong when you look at it now.
Yes.
But when you've experienced one traumatic experience, sometimes something a little bit easier, seems like you can just go through that and I'll be okay. So I accepted domestic violence as long as I wasn't being sexually assaulted.
Yeah.
And so I continued to just accept it. I was getting punched for no reason. I mean, you name it. I don't want you to have an MPO. I want you to be in this job. Let's be real. I work for an airline now, and the only reason I'm out there at that airline is because that exact man. I was living out of state, happy where I was. And was asked to come back, and you know, the more I fought to say, hey, I want a relationship to where we could see if it'll work at a distance because of where I am here. He was adamant, and I allowed him once again to shush me and bring me back to where I didn't want to be, and to even come into an industry that I didn't have interest in going back into. I'm thankful for where I am, but my heart was always in one area, in my nonprofit and helping others. And so I would say, and remind you, this is just over the last few years. Many people have wondered, why'd you come back from Baton Rouge, baby? That was behind a man. And allowing myself to believe in love and a portion of that domestic violence relationship that I had not fully let go of, and was still allowing it to shush me for the sake of having that person. So I can't lie, this is just even new to me for the last few years. I'm back in therapy.
I know that, girl. Me too.
I have a therapist who says, you know
Shout out to Nicole, girl, because you know, girl.
Listen, it's sad when your therapist be
It's
like,
so important.
I know when you come back, you done make that wrong decision one more time.
Okay.
I have to go back and tell her I'm tired of making that
Yes.
decision.
Yeah.
After a
That's
while,
right.
like people don't
That's
understand
right.
that I'm tired of making the
That's
decision,
right.
and I had to tell somebody I don't trust myself right now. Leave me alone. I don't
Yes.
trust myself. I don't trust that I'm not gonna go back to this situation.
Right.
So let me
Yes.
be. In
I'm still
spirit.
healing. I'm still
Right,
doing. I'm
because
still doing.
so many people want you to say what they want you to say and live how they want you to live, and so they want you to immediately. You're leaving this person and be. That's a form of shushing, but they want you to leave this person and be done, and they don't understand the love that's tied to it.
Yeah.
And so when they
Soul
ask me
tie.
why didn't you leave, hell, I was dumb. I didn't know what else to expect. I was okay accepting it, and when I thought I was okay, I learned every time that I went back that I wasn't.
That's that
Until
trauma
I finally
bonding.
said yes, until
Yeah,
finally I
trauma
said, damn it,
bonding.
I am tired.
Yeah.
And I learned I was really tired because he came back one more time, and I was like, I don't like you for real now. I'm not happy with
Baby,
it.
you have to get on up out of here.
I was like, I ain't feeling this. I was like, you don't like what I do. I'm not. I'm not willing to change that. And I'm not gonna lie. When we got done talking that day, I was like, whew.
You felt good, didn't it?
I let everything go.
Yes.
Look,
It was a release.
I have to say, you know, I was sitting here like, oh my gosh, she was all in my car this week.
Girl, not the car.
Because I was in my car, and this, you know, one person I used to be involved with, he's been crossing my mind a bit lately. And I've been in the car, in the shower, this, that, or the other, saying to myself, I don't know, if I call them, then maybe such and such and such.
Ooh,
no,
that'd be the trick
If
right
I
there.
call them, then, you know,
That's
and then
the
I
enemy.
sit there and I say
Okay.
to myself,
The big one.
now why in the world? It was just like something stepped out of me and was having a conversation with me and said, why in the world would you call that man when you
Oh,
know?
damn well. Let's go and get uncut. Damn well.
You know. You know he was ignorant. You know he
It
was
ain't no
narcissistic.
change.
You know what you went through with him. What are you calling him for? And I sat there outside my body, and in that moment, I prayed. And I was like,
Good. That's
God,
good.
deliver me from the things
That's good.
I know I need to be delivered from, but don't want to be.
Yes.
That's good.
That's a good prayer.
And be honest with myself. You know,
Yes.
Lord, I need you to deliver me from that man. Now I ain't seen this man about 2, 3 years. I ain't seen him about 2, 3 years. That's all I'm gonna say.
You better not see him no more.
I ain't.
Oh, okay.
But you know what that is? That's I call that the beginning beautiful lies. Like that was always my thing. He would always come back and have that beautiful stuff. Just and I'd be like,
And that's
baby,
that trial period that
Yeah.
you're in
baby,
until
after that
something
90 days,
happens.
he be sitting here
It's
talking
that
about, I
trial.
know good way how to get myself back in this.
There you go. That mask came
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
We praying talking about, wait, Lord, get me out of this again.
And that take you right back in
He already knew you was gonna go.
Yeah. But that take you right back in the shushing though,
It is.
because you knew what it did last time.
And you should
Right.
And somehow
There it
you
is.
shush
You
yourself.
shush
Sometimes we
Kill
shush.
yourself.
We need to get as mad at ourselves
That we do with other
as
people.
we do for at other
Now,
people.
take accountability. But I'm
Yeah.
gonna go into that in just a second. Go ahead, baby. I'm gonna hear that because I'm gonna go in there. Let me tell you something about that. Because I learned from that. So
Yep.
but go ahead. I want you to tell me what they look
My
like.
my shushing was at a young age with my dad. He didn't choose me. He chose me at times, but not as a daughter father should. And so that caused me a lot of internal grief that I hid, that I never spoke to anyone about.
Right.
Not even my closest friends, not even my mother. It's kind of like you pretend that you're okay.
Yeah, that
And-
mask. There go that mask.
So I wore a mask, and then in the blink of an eye, he was murdered.
Oh my.
So therefore, everything that I thought would happen with the father-daughter was taken away.
Oh my God.
And so it was things that I never dealt with. I carried it into relationships. I didn't know who I was because I defined myself by him not accepting me.
Right.
So I never felt good enough for anything. And the moment he was murdered, my life stopped. I was 16 and my life stopped. And I carried that up until I turned 53 and I am 54. I carried it. I met different people that I let define me because I had no voice. I didn't know who I was.
Oh my
Right.
God.
But who the Son sets free
Free
It's
indeed.
free indeed.
is
Yes,
truly
ma'am.
free indeed, and that's who set me free.
My
But I
God.
had to walk through things. I had to face some tough nights. I had to face some lonely days. But I
Girl,
had
come on
to
with
face it.
Yeah.
Because what you don't face, you don't heal from.
Right.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, I
That's
love
it. Where
that.
you
I
run
love
from, you
that.
run from. You can't heal from.
You
what
repeat
run
it.
from. Yeah.
You
that's
repeat it. You repeat it. You continue to go through life, just going through life, and you're truly not living. You're
No.
truly not voiced. You're truly just existing.
Yeah.
And once I knew and God showed me exactly who I was created in his image.
Yes.
And so nobody can take that from me. Nobody can define who I am
That's
because
it.
he created me. He created me for the time is now. So my voice has always been there. I just didn't
You
recognize
need to
my
wake
own
up.
voice.
Come on, wake
I
up.
didn't recognize it. I
Yes,
didn't
ma'am.
know it was there. I didn't see it. I didn't hear it. And now that I hear it,
Girl, you can't
Love it.
stop.
I
Yeah.
love it.
There it is.
Yeah,
You can't stop.
absolutely.
There
It
is.
makes me think I'm writing this book. You know, I'm writing this book about my life. And, you know, one thing about when you sit down and you do a project like that, it causes you to look back at your life and reflect. And, you know, I prayed and I was like, okay, God, while I'm on this journey of writing this book, I need you to do a couple of things for me. And the first thing is, I need you to reveal me to me.
Yes.
You know, show me through my eyes, through this human flesh, this human spirit, this carnality of mine. Show me who I am. Reveal me to me. And then after you reveal me to me, show me what you see.
Yeah.
Oh, I
yeah,
love
let
that.
Me see.
Because there's a difference.
It is very.
You know, and when I pray that prayer, sometimes you got to be careful what you pray for. You know, because God will do
Exactly
what you ask him to do.
And you didn't expect it to
You
come that
know,
way.
and you didn't expect it to come that way. And I prayed and I asked God to reveal me to me. And I'll be honest, you know, I started looking at things from when I was young all the way up to yesterday. And when I looked, I was like, I was a wretch undone.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was something else.
Yeah, ma'am.
I was something else. Sometimes people look at me and they say, "Oh, Miss Mary, I can tell back in the day you was back in the day."
Mm-mm.
I let him have it.
I'm still something else.
Honey.
I'm still. What the song say? Please be patient with me,
Okay. No.
because God is not through with me yet. But
No, he's
when
not.
when I saw that and thinking about the shushing, you know, I had to do some research, and I was molested as a child, 8 years old, by a young man in my church. And I knew at that time, if I came forward and I told William Harper what happened to
You
me,
was gonna get
It
him.
was gonna be some.
Okay.
I would probably not have a daddy. I knew that at a young age. And so I shushed myself.
Yeah.
And I shushed that experience and what happened to me. And I shushed that for 40 years.
My God.
And I got a chance to tell my daddy 30 days to the date before he died what had happened to me. And he said to me, it wasn't your place to protect me.
No.
It was my place to protect
It's
you,
you.
you know. And he said, but you're right. If you had said something, if you had told it, no, we wouldn't have the life that we have. No, we wouldn't have the things that we have.
Yeah.
Because that story would have went a whole nother way.
Sure would've went.
You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? So sometimes people shush and they're made to feel that their trauma, you know, their circumstances, their situation, what they're facing, even though they're dealing with the demons from it, they're dealing with the turmoil and the sleepless nights
Yeah.
and the you know open wounds from it, but they're shushed for the sake of others.
Yeah.
You know, because sometimes, especially in the black community, with black women in the black family, we told what go on in the house, stay in the house. You can't tell nobody this. Do you know what this to do this? And my thing with my folks or with my family was like, you got to think about how it's gonna affect the church,
How it's gonna look.
how it's gonna look. You know, other kids was allowed to do what they wanted to do in Joan and clown, doing vacation Bible school and stuff, or on the retreat. But we had to sit there and be model citizens. I got out of line one day, and then the lady sat there and told my mother, you need to get your daughter in check because she is supposed to be an example to all the other young people. Well, I'm the same age as they is.
Well, hell, I'm just being a kid.
I'm just being a kid too, but there was a different expectation, and so that was my greatest experience throughout my life with shushing. And when you want to know when I finally got free from that, when I packed up my stuff and I left the city,
So you had to leave.
and I moved to Dallas.
Oh, so you had to leave.
Yeah.
You had to leave to get your voice.
Yes, because in St. Louis they called me Tony. You know, that's what everybody knew me as, Tony or Tanisha.
Hey, Tony.
You know, but I came here. Everybody, what's your name?
Mary. Mary. Yes.
But I said the other day, I told my friend the other day, I said, somebody called me Tony, and I was going to say, who is that? Who is that? And that was the name I went by for 40-some years.
Make you go flashback.
You hear me? Like, girl, who the fuck?
Yeah.
But you know, it's funny you say that with the name, because I tell people my name. If you know me by certain names, you know me where I am in life. Because my family called me Nikki, so they knew me by Nikki. When I started to try to get a little professional, I started by going by Nicole. But baby, when I grew up, I said, you know what? I'm going to walk in my ghetto name, De La Shawn.
There you go.
I
like that name.
Baby, they
love
used to
that
say,
name.
oh, that name's so ghetto.
No,
And then when I
not.
got married
No.
and added that Bordeaux to it, it was
Baby, there you
Yeah.
go.
De La Shawn Bordeaux told the ex-husband,
I
keep playing
love
with me.
that
I'm going to
name.
incorporate that last name. You going to answer to me, honey.
Okay.
And this name, what Tina Turner say, this is my name.
This is my name.
But it is like
Don't
you
forget
say,
to thump it on the dash. She did. I'm keeping my name.
keeping my
You
name.
have everything. But I won't. I know
I
that's
mean,
right.
no, and it shows you like when, like you said, when somebody when you're out, you be like, hold on, that's not who I am anymore.
Right.
Right.
Don't call me that person. 'Cause
Right.
This is who I
Because
am.
Right.
Yeah.
the shush
That
has
has-
arisen.
right.
Okay, like
Right.
God.
Yes.
Okay.
Right.
I am not who I
Right.
was.
Yeah.
Now I
back
want to
then.
say this while we're pointing a finger at people.
Oof.
You know,
Exactly.
they always say
Exactly.
when you point this
Yeah,
finger,
come
you
on.
looking
Come
back
on.
and
Come
that
on.
is you, right?
Come on.
So you brought up something that I want to kind of tap on while we got a little time. Accountability.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in the game that I call shush or don't shush me, sometimes you are the shusher.
Yep.
Okay?
That's right.
And I am guilty of doing it.
Me too.
I had to learn what we talked about, that the trend goes down the line.
That's right.
So I found myself as I was learning myself, and now as I was recreating myself, and I was also healing within myself. Wait, oh Lord, God comes to me. I remember this sermon one of my pastors had said about sometimes you are Judas.
Ooh.
You are the Judas.
Well, tell me.
Come on.
Tell me
Okay.
about it.
So
Ooh, that hurts, but it's real.
Yeah. That
Now,
was good.
I don't have any biological kids, but I do have, through marriage, I have a stepdaughter. And they've been in my life since she was 7, 8 years old. Beautiful baby. Shout out to my baby. Hey, girl. And I found that I was doing some of the same things. You know, I'm turning my ear. Oh, girl, she ain't talking about shit. Oh, girl,
Yeah.
what does she want? Shushing.
Yep.
Oh Lord, go over there, get somewhere, sit down, girl. Shushing. And she's now 19. She'll be 20 in November. And I found myself saying, "Girl, stop shushing that damn girl. Listen." So it surprised me because one day, I think it was about 2 or 3 weeks ago, we was out. She called and she was talking, about a relationship or whatever she's in. And instead of sitting there being like, oh shit, I ain't got time. Oh, she ain't talking. Oh Lord, it's so cute. Why don't you just do this and go ahead on? I actually listened.
Right.
And I found myself in a position where we was having a conversation.
Yes.
You understand me?
Yes.
It wasn't no, you do this and da 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 da.
Yes.
Yada yada yada. It was a conversation.
Yes.
It was a mama, this is what's going on. I was like, well, child, this sounds like this to me. Well, mama, this is how it make me feel, and it made me feel good.
Yes.
Because I'm no longer shushing her,
Yeah.
but I'm listening.
Yes.
Same thing in my marriage. Now, honey, y'all
Now,
been
that's where I'm
married.
struggling at.
Okay, it's
The baby.
hard.
Yeah.
But let me say this: sometimes you can shush your mate. Turn it off, or something within you is arising because you don't want to. You're in your feelings. You don't want to hear, so you kind of separate yourself from your mate. But I found that even though it may hurt, what you have to say to me,
Ooh,
it
this
also
conviction I'm
wakes,
feeling right now.
baby. It also wakes up
Yes.
the dead in me.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
I'm not perfect.
Yes.
I make
We all
mistakes, honey. I got some growing to do. I got some learning to do. And you are the person that makes me better. So
Yes.
therefore, I need to listen
Yes.
to what you have to say to
Yes.
me, regardless of whether I like it or not.
Yes.
Okay?
You should
Because I
listen.
know that you have my best interest at heart.
Yeah.
So when it's from God, that's what you look. That's how you
That's
look
how
at it.
you look at it.
You have my best interest at heart, so I listen, even though it's hurting right now. I still got a band-aid right here I can grab and patch it on
Yes.
up because I know it's the
Yes.
love that patches it up and heals it. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
But you can still be the sure. I can just turn it off, but I don't have to. But see, that would make sure relationship grow. We'll talk about that on one of y'all episodes. I think we're gonna get into that.
Yes.
All that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
But
thought
to
it was
touch
you.
on what you said with that, the way I learned how not to be the shusher, it took a lot of discipline, and it took a therapist to help me take a look at myself.
I was getting to that. Yeah.
She brought things to me. So now I can truly say, and she can vouch for it, you can come to me and I'm going to listen.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you what I think later, but I'm going to listen to
Yeah.
you because I don't have to always be right and I don't always have to speak.
That's
I don't always have to because oftentimes most of the time we just need somebody to listen to
Yeah.
us.
Yeah.
We know what we need to do, but we need to get it out and let somebody else listen.
Yeah.
And I have a lot of people that come to me with things, and I appreciate it. And I always ask the Lord every morning before I start my day, is use me for your glory.
Yes, sir.
And give me the words that somebody else needs to hear
Yeah.
and remove myself from
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
And don't let me get cocky to think that it's me.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's right.
Because I helped MJ figure that out. But it's really God allowing me to walk in a season that's not broken.
Yeah.
That's not defined by shushing and being shushed and carrying it all my life. Because when I asked him to remove it, I wanted to be free.
Yeah.
And I wanted to walk in power
And liberty.
and
Girl.
live it and not just shushing. I want to take that from me.
What about you, Miss Mary? How you been guilty of shushing?
All the time.
I love it. Girl.
All the time. Probably just did somebody yesterday, but since y'all convicted me.
Before I pull up in here, shit.
But before you
said-
finish convicting me,
Since
let
you wanna,
me better.
Look, since you want to know in my business.
I shush all the time. And usually when you hear me say, oh, okay.
Oh, she done shush
She
you
did
right
shush it. Well,
That's
thank
about
you.
it.
Well, damn.
That's about it, you know. And so I had to ask God to work on me.
Honey, she's a work in progress, huh?
I had
Under
somebody.
construction.
Still a work in progress.
I'm a work in progress. I had somebody reach out to me, and they wanted to start a nonprofit organization. And she said, "I need your help. You know, I want somebody to help. I need to get this off the ground. I want to start a nonprofit." Okay, what is your nonprofit and what you want to do? I want to help people find their husband and their wives.
Is that a such
I
thing
said-
as a nonprofit that does that?
Mm-mm.
I mean, no shade.
What you
Y'all put that in the comments. Y'all let me know. No shade. For real. I just want to know.
I don't want that.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, at first glance or at first hear,
Mm-mm.
and she said, you know, she's good at that, you know, and she want to help people find their soulmate in Christ, in Jesus. And I said, oh, okay. And I sat there and I said, oh, okay. And the first thing I said to myself was, why do these people call me? Why me, Lord?
Why these people keep calling me?
Why they
shit?
playing me?
Mm-mm.
I'm sorry, y'all. This is uncut, okay? I can say this.
I called my pastor.
Shout out to the
I
pastor.
called my pastor. I love you, Pastor Jackson. I called my pastor and I said,
don't
told
call me with this foolishness.
I said, Pastor,
Yes,
look here. I said, tell your members to quit calling me with this. Tell your members to quit calling me with this foolishness. He said, well, what? And I told him what it was. I said, Pastor, you want me to help us start a non-profit for matchmaking people with each
And
other?
then what they got, matchmake.com and was it Christian?
And I shut it down. But you know what? My pastor, in his wisdom, said to me, well,
That sound like a pastor start. Well,
you know, there are a lot of dating apps these days.
Oh.
And there are a lot of apps for, you know, Christian singles and
I
you
love
know,
a good humble
there-
pastor response.
Yeah.
What is this, sir? Can
he
you tell
said
me
there are a lot of things
You
like
are feeding
that.
into their
And
foolishness.
he said, I don't know that it could be a non-profit.
That's what I'm trying to say. Somebody where's the camera? Listen, can somebody free? Yeah, that's me on Instagram, Facebook, free about y'all. Let me know.
But
I
this
just
is
want to
the
know.
thing where I felt conviction from talking from him. Because he said that, and then he said, well, maybe you can help her get her demographic information together and help her put her structure together and help this, that, and the other. And I found myself sitting on the phone like, yeah, I guess I could. But I was ready to shush her and call her crazy.
No, baby, you wasn't ready. You already did that.
You
You said,
did that.
you
Shush,
said,
shush,
baby,
shut
She
the
did
door.
that.
It was like,
damn
done.
people, shit, I don't know what's going on.
How are we gonna do that for a nonprofit? How are we gonna get grants and funding to put Ella Jones and Deaconess Wright together?
Elder Lewis.
What is the community initiative here? You know, I'm like, but I was ready to counter out. But you know, my pastor just, you know, in his kindness, I knew when he said, well, I knew he was gonna find
Some way to make it
some
work.
kind of way.
As a man of God,
Well,
honey,
what
he
they
gon-
say,
he
where
gon-
there's a will,
there's a way.
Definitely a
Yeah,
way.
so you know that's just an example of me, you know, being a susher and
Girl,
you
you
know.
hot damn that girl. Girl, you go.
You should have called last week.
It was
our last week
Cause I ain't gonna
episode.
lie, I'm sitting over here. You know that's why I got this thing. This
Y'all,
thing
okay,
going.
we ain't gonna need. That's another.
No,
we gonna
I
talk
said
about
I got
menopause
this
and
thing. We
flares,
talked
but-
about that last week. Me and Michelle done sat down here and we done
Girl,
got. We done got.
We only got a couple minutes. These women crazy. I'm trying to tell y'all. We only got a couple minutes going on here, so I'm gonna do a little closing, honey. Okay, y'all ready?
We ready.
Let's bring it
Here we
on
go.
in.
The closing and the moral to the story of this topic. Be mindful, be careful about who and what and when you shush. Shushing. Shush.
Oh Lord.
Oh, I'm sorry, y'all. This is uncut. Judge me later, okay? Play with me. Listen, but no, seriously, just be careful about the shushing. Be if you don't want nobody shushing you, don't shush nobody.
Don't dim my shine.
Hey, don't get.
Can I point out something?
Yeah, girl. What you want to point
You
out?
said something earlier. You said because I'm in my season of not being broken.
Woo.
Can we acknowledge that sometimes we may not be the sister, but it can go back and forth when we have those seasons?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
anything can take us into a season
do.
to where we have that downtime.
Yes.
Or when we feel depressed and stuff, when
Yes.
we become the shusher all over.
Over
Yes.
again.
Yes.
You know what we need to talk
It is.
about? That's a good subject we need to talk about because I got a lot of like to say, but that's gonna be my next subject, y'all. Depression.
Oh,
okay.
We're gonna get down and dirty
It's
with
real.
depression. Okay,
Depression
I mean,
is real. You can heal
Yeah.
today. You're going to fall back tomorrow.
and
Yeah.
then the ups and downs
Come
of being
on.
depressed. That's what
Yeah.
we're gonna talk
And
about.
it looks different because people
For
don't
everybody.
realize that. Because I
Yeah.
may be able to go to work, but honey, at the same time, when I come home,
I
I,
don't
may not be able to
feel
get out
like
the
it.
bed.
And you know, sometimes
I
it's
may
hard
not
for me
even
to
be
get-
able to get out the car.
Right, but you know what? Some things that may trigger that. Cause I find myself sometimes I may get up in the morning praising God and just be all on cloud nine, honey, and go to work and just because somebody shush me,
Ooh.
I'm back into this depressing mode, and they don't even know it.
Mm-hmm.
It could just been anything, and
Trigger.
now I just can't bear.
Like you said,
Now.
you never know what somebody else is going through.
Sugar. Now listen, girl.
So this is girl at work, right?
No, we ain't gonna do that. So
Uh-uh.
y'all stay tuned for sisters.
Uh-uh.
No. I ain't finna go
Uncut
there.
coffee
Wait a
talk.
minute. No. It's
Girl.
I know. I'm not going there.
Don't do it.
It's this girl
Don't
at my
do it,
second
Hoppo.
at my second job.
Okay.
Y'all,
All right,
Can
Hoppo.
we get some?
they shushing me. Y'all refill your drinks. I only got 3 minutes.
With
to
love.
tell
We
this
shushing
story.
you with love.
No. What? I don't know why I scare y'all so much. I don't know why y'all so scared.
Next conversation.
Get out.
No,
Shout out to my girl
sometimes you
Ted
got to
Madison, girl, when we
shush.
alive and in charge. Her
Look,
name, my
let,
girl.
let me
Okay.
tell y'all
Look,
this.
sometimes you got to shush your
Look,
friends
come
to
on,
keep
come
them
on.
safe.
Like, I'm like,
I
Go ahead,
would
Mary,
just
say it
like
now.
I would just like to say I was not about to say what they thought I was.
Baby, what's in that cup? 'Cause we ain't got-
okay.
I was
We got
not
2
even
minutes, baby.
finna
Come on,
say
hurry up with this.
what. Now see, she done messed me up. I didn't even get to tell y'all the story.
You forgot.
But I was.
She
I was-
forgot.
Wait a minute. I was finna tell y'all how me and the girl had a good conversation. Now y'all thinking about the wrong girl.
What they got to do with shushing? What is going on?
Because that's what we were talking about. We were talking about her and how she's in her role. She just got her nursing degree. And she's worried about, now that she's ready to move forward, if she's going to be able to be taken seriously. Y'all thought I was finna talk bad about the other girl. You thinking about a whole nother girl.
She was from.
Now look, now I'm gonna go and drink the rest of my, and this is nothing but a slush from Quick Trip. I just put it in the styrofoam cup.
Pastor, go ahead and turn your camera on camera off at this time, sir, because I don't think the Lord is pleased.
We have got 2 minutes, so we are going
in all
to wrap it up.
reality, it takes time and it takes effort
Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
yes,
each day to not be the shusher.
yes. And I just would like to say for the record, I just got shushed by all these hypocrites.
man, we shushed her real quick, honey.
They just shushed me, and they don't even know what
We
they
weren't
were
shushing
love.
you. We were protecting you.
They don't
Yes.
even know
We
what
was
they were
nervous.
shushing me from.
I was nervous. Look, we was nervous.
That's a
nervous.
part 2 of the shushing.
Well, let's
What are
bring
you
it.
shushing me from?
No,
Ah,
the
the
part two is it shushing or protection? What's the difference?
Yeah, you. Listen, I just want to say I truly apologize to everyone in my life that I have shush.
I do too.
So do I.
You know what? I do too.
And
There
I do
was-
not want to repeat that.
I don't either.
I want to
serious
be
out
a
for
better listener every day. How about you?
real.
A better listener every day.
Well,
Ma'am, I want to be a
yes,
better.
I will. I listen, but you know what? I'm gonna tell you the truth. I listen, but honey, I just have something to say all the damn time. And
I am your host.
But that ain't nothing wrong
No,
with
look,
having
I gotta
something
tell
to say. You can still say it, but
Yes.
let them say it and then say it.
Yes.
I say give it a few days. What I do with my daughter when she tell me something, because Lord forgive her, she a little messy.
okay, we got to go down.
We gotta go. I am your host, Mary M.J.
And I'm your
Harper.
co-host, Free.
And I am the Michelle Colbert.
And I am the DeLaShawn, the Nicole.
Right. And thank you all so much for joining us for this week's episode of Sister to Sister Coffee and Conversations. I don't know what they had in their cups, but I had a watermelon slushie from Quick Trip in mine.
Baby, listen.
God bless and
I
good
had
night.
orange juice. I had orange juice.